Welcome children to a class of geometry. Today we will learn about point, line, ray, line segment, different types of lines, how to name them, how to draw them. Hope you'll understand. Let's start. Point. Now point is the basic unit of geometry. Now when we put a dot, this represents a point and it is represented by a capital letter of the English alphabet. So here there are 3 points. P is a point, R is a point, T is a point. Next we move on to line. Now this is the drawing of a line. And how do we represent a line? AB. We take 2 points on the line. Here we take a point and here we take another point B, and then we write AB is a line. Now what is the definition of a line? How can you define a line? A line is a set of points very close to each other along a straight path. So you can define line as a set of points along a straight path. A line extends in both directions, and since it extends in both directions, we draw the arrows, and so it has no definite length. That means we cannot measure a line, and it has no endpoints. You can keep on extending on both the directions. Ray is a part of a line with a one fixed point or one end point, we can say. That means if we take a point here and from here towards this side, it will represent a ray. Or maybe a point here and towards this side, it will represent a ray. So a ray begins at a point and extends only in one direction. And similarly, it has no definite length. And it has one end point. And always remember, when we name a ray, the end point comes in the beginning. So if AB is a ray, here we can say AB is a ray because A is the end point. Line segment, it is also a part of a line. And it has a definite length because we can measure a line segment. Because from a line, it is a part of a line, means we just take 2 points and cut it off. And so that is called a line segment. So it has a definite length. It has 2 endpoints and we can measure it. And how do we represent a line segment? By the 2 endpoints. We write AB close to each other and draw a line segment on top. So this is how we represent a line segment. Now the different types of lines. There are many types of lines. Here are a few I have mentioned. These are parallel lines. When two or there may be more lines never meet, even when extended indefinitely, they are called parallel lines. And we write XY is parallel to AB. Intersecting lines are lines when they meet each other at a point. And O is called here, when they meet at O, then O will be called the point of intersection. And in this case, let me tell you, these angles formed here and here are called vertically opposite angles. Now, perpendicular lines. These lines are formed when intersecting lines form 90-degree angles at the point of intersection. So, perpendicular lines are also intersecting lines. But the point at which they meet, they form right angles. And that is why they are called perpendicular. And we write OP is perpendicular to AB. Now here are some diagrams. These are parallel lines. You have to identify them. These are perpendicular lines. These are vertical. These are intersecting lines. So you can identify all this. Now identify the line segment and ray below. Now here, what do you think it is? It is a ray because it has one endpoint and it extends on this side. And how do you name it? Can we name it PO? No, we cannot name it PO because the end point or the initial point is written in the beginning. So we say OP and we draw the arrow sign on top, or we just simply write RAY, ray OP. Now this is a line segment XY. We can also write YX, and the measure is always definite. We can measure them. This is called AB, and we draw the line. This is a line AB. Also, we can say BA. So in case of line segment and line, we can say XY and Y axis are the same line segment. AB and BA, AB is equal to BA. We can say that. Now here, identify any pair of parallel lines and a pair of any perpendicular lines, if any. Now, what do you think here? Okay, I'll just explain a little bit. Here we see this line and this line. Whichever way you extend and this extend, they will never meet. So, BA and CD are parallel lines. And also perpendicular lines also we have in this figure. AB is perpendicular to BC because it is forming 90-degree angle here. CD and BC are also perpendicular lines. These are also perpendicular lines because they're meeting at right angles. Now here, so how do you write AB and CD are perpendicular lines? There are no parallel lines here. Now here, what do we have? I think we have both parallel and perpendicular. AC and BD are parallel lines. CA is perpendicular to BA. DB is perpendicular to BA, isn't it? So we have both here. So you can try out these. Now there are some more types of lines. We have already studied about parallel lines. We have studied about parallel lines. Now these are some more lines: a wavy line, a curved line, a horizontal line, then you have a vertical line. This is a slanting line or an oblique line. Intersecting lines we have already studied. So these are some of the different types of lines. Now how to measure line segments? What do we use? We all know we have to use a ruler to measure line segments. Now in a ruler, on the one side we have lines dividing into several parts. Now can you see all this? These are calibrated. Now from here 0 to 1 it is 1 centimeter. 1 to 2 it is 1 centimeter. So this is a centimeter. How many centimeter is the small ruler? 15 centimeter. And each centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. There are 9 lines in between 0 and 1. If we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is another line here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines. And there are 10 parts here. Similarly, between every unit distance, we have 10 parts. That means this small one part is called 1 millimeter. All these are 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. So from here to here it is 5 millimeter. From here to here it is 10 millimeter. And that is why we say 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. Now if 10 millimeter is 1 centimeter, we have already learnt 1 millimeter will be 1 by 10 centimeter. And in decimals it is 0.1 centimeter. So when we measure this, suppose a point is, you have to measure till here. So it will be 1.1. Suppose you have to measure till here. So it will be 1.4. Till here it's 1.5. Suppose it's here, this line. So 3.5. It's 3.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 3.5. If you have to measure till here, it is 3.6. So I hope you have understood how to use a ruler to measure a line segment. Now suppose you have to measure the line segment. A line is given. The ruler is not very clear here, but since you have already seen a ruler, now a line is drawn, PQ is your line, and you have to measure this. So what will you do? You put the zero is somewhere over here, zero of the ruler against P. And then you will count. And when you count, you'll find here it is actually, this is 4 centimeter on Q. The 4 centimeter coincides with the point Q. So PQ is equal to 4 centimeter. So we put one endpoint, like suppose we have to, suppose this AB, this is actually a different topic, but just I'm telling you, if AB is a line already given and you have to measure AB, then what will you do? You'll put the 0 mark against A, and the other, you will have to count which point is coinciding with B. So we know that from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.1, 2, 3. 5.3 is coinciding with B. So the length of AB is 5.3 centimeter. Usually in a ruler, on one side it is written in centimeters, the other side is inches. Now we have to learn how to draw a line segment of a given length, how to draw a line. So we are asked to draw a line segment of length 5.3 centimeter. So what do? We place the ruler on paper and hold it firmly like this. Now against the 0 point you mark A. A point you mark against the 0, because we'll start the counting from 0. So this is a point and we'll write here A. After that, we are not going to draw the line. We'll have to mark another point B at 5.3. So the ruler, you hold it firmly, and from 0 you will count till 5.3, and you will mark this point first. You'll mark a point here and then write B. So we have got 2 points, A and B. Then you will use the ruler to join this, which is the measure 5.3 centimeter. Now suppose you have to draw 4 centimeter, a line of 4 centimeter. So you'll mark a point here at 0 and then count 1, 2, 3, 4. So at here, on top of 4, you'll mark another point and write B, or you can write P and Q, whatever you want, capital letters, and then join it. So that is how you draw a line of a given, line segment of a given length. Now suppose a ruler is broken. Sometimes it may happen that you get a broken ruler and you need to draw or measure a line segment. Now what will you do? Suppose the ruler is broken here at 2. Now you need to draw a 4 centimeter line. So you'll have to start from 2 because this part is missing. Or you can start, suppose you start from 3 because say this part is not very clear. It's broken here and you're not very clear about it. So we'll start from 3. Now here we'll put a point. Say we mark it P. But this is the starting point. So we will take it as 0. And then we'll count 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter. And here we will mark it a point and we'll write Q. So this is 4 centimeter. So if the ruler is broken here, doesn't matter. When you get certain things, you may get questions like that with a broken ruler. So how to draw a line, how to measure a line. So you will take another point from there which is not broken, which is very clear, and then mark the point there, or you start the measure from there and count that as 0. Take it as 0. And then you start counting and you'll get the required length. So I hope that's clear to you. So I hope you have understood what is a point. It is an exact location. A point has no dimension, no length, no breadth, no height. Then you have a line. which is a set of points along a straight path. Then you have a ray, a part of a line. A line segment is also a part of a line, but it has two endpoints and a definite length. Then you learned how to draw a line using a ruler, how to measure a line using a ruler, and I hope you can also draw and measure a line using a broken ruler also. Anyway, I hope the broken ruler one will remain in the book. Don't use a broken ruler to draw. Always use a proper ruler. So that's all for today. I hope the concept is clear. Bye bye.